Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're joining us from. Okay, so today we want to help some children that are very special. Yeah, I know it's difficult in the classroom for teachers, especially when they need to complete their task, meet up with deadlines, probably exams are approaching, and they need to complete a lot of stuff. And some children are not just getting along. It may be difficult. So I just want to bring some kind of clarity on some issues. Okay, so there are some children in the classroom that may not understand what is going on. For children who have autism, special needs, sensory or physical, disabilities, they may not really understand what's happening in the regular classroom. So you find them trying to find their peace by either disrupting the class or maybe conversing, talking to their friends while the teacher is teaching. And this may come as a defiant behavior. A lot of times we receive reports that these children are misbehaving, they're not being compliant. That's bad behavior. They are lazy. He's not doing his work, except I scold on him and all. So the children that fall in this category are called special children. They're special because the way their brain functions is quite different from the regular child, the other children in your classroom. So it's important to pay attention to them. It's important to give them choices. It's important to give them things that are interest to them, that of interest to them. For instance, a child in your class, may be interested in arts and you're teaching mathematics, and the child is not just following. What do you need to do? You use arts to teach mathematics for that child. So you have to meet the child's needs, right? Using his interest or her interest and giving the child lots of choices. It could be just two or three choices, so that you don't go overboard. So you could give them lots of choices, either two, streamlined to three, but within their area of interest. So when they have those options, it's easy for them to choose what they want, and how they learn will be guided by you, and you still achieve your tasks for the day. So it's important to pay attention to those children rather than labeling them, because by the time you label them, they grow up to have this inner critic. They begin to see themselves as something is wrong with me. I think I can't really be like other children, and it becomes a psychological problem for them. So it's important to please pay attention to them. Negotiation works very well with them, right? Come down to their level, ensure to give them options they're interested in, something to motivate them. By the time you begin to label them, please remember you're going to develop, they will certainly develop inner critic of themselves, and eventually becomes a psychological problem. So please pay attention to them in the classroom. You could also use open communication, right? You could use open communication, interacting with them, using modeling, role playing. These are ways that you can really, really help them. And I'm sure that if you need intense care, or you want to get more information on how you should help those kids that, disrupt your classroom, and you want to manage challenging behaviors, please reach out to me. My number is on the screen, and I'm sure you're going to get an answer. Thank you and have a beautiful day.